morning and Merry Christmas from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. The video, it's not a mistake, I'm actually taking a video of the floor of the church, and you can actually see that the floor of the church is not modern or new. Look at that, for example. Different kind of stones, different kind of times. A lot of them are broken, and what they are doing now is they are renovating the church, renewing the stones on the pavement. It took them only a few hundred years to agree to do that, because the church belongs to the Catholic, Greek Orthodox and Armenians. And in that case, it's not so easy. I don't know if you will be able to see something from here. Not a lot. I did a video that you could still see the pavement here, and they just decided to cover the area, and they're doing it. Then if there are a lot of noises, then it's because of it. We are next to the tomb of Jesus, and we are celebrating Christmas in Jerusalem together with you, but together with a nice couple, Susan and Jim. Then in that case, they're from the States. I don't know a lot of information about them, although I asked Susan to write a little about you. Didn't get anything important, but not a problem. One important thing that he asked me to do is to light the candle for Jim, and I did it. That is a candle. The candle was lit by the holy fire, which you can see here. We are now at the Armenian chapel, and once a year at Easter time, holy fire went down from the sky, according to the Armenian and the Orthodox churches, and all the candles in the world are lit by that. And in that case, your candle, Jim, was lit for you here too. Then, because we started from here, let us talk about the tomb. I must tell you that though it's not so crowded, I already entered with two crosses, one of you and one of Christopher, to the tomb. Sadly, I cannot take a video of it because of too many people. Then in that case, I already blessed it there. Then the tomb itself, and we actually started from the end. The tomb itself is divided into two. The first chapel, and you will see the candlelight. It's where the angels took care that no one will steal the body of Christ. The inner part, it's the tomb himself. Now the structure is new. The only important thing here is that it was right here. That is the place that he was buried, but more than that, this is the place that he actually resurrected. If you look at that, beautiful. Here, you see that, the resurrection of Jesus. This is the important part of it, not actually the tomb himself. And the name of their church, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, is actually different to the Greek Orthodox. They call it the Resurrection Church, because what it's important for them is the resurrection, not the tomb itself. Then the site is the site, and the articular structure that you see here is only from the 19th century. But it was built on top of the important spot. Here you can see they're already excavated. Then after they excavated, they fill it with sand and little stones, and then they cover it with a wooden floor. They're renovating each stone, and they will bring it back, but I don't know what they're going to do with it. Are they renovated it? We will see it when they will publish it or bring it back. To show you that it used to be a tomb or tomb area from the time of Jesus, I will take you to see another tomb. And Susan, your cross is with me, and for the information, of course, I will send Susan the cross you already sent me, her addressing her address, then I will send it to her without any. I mean, this is the idea that holy cross will be above your bed, in your house. The energy is so strong. It was already blessed in two places. One is the Calvary, and we will actually visit it soon. And the other place was right inside the tomb of Jesus. And let me take you to see another tomb from the 1st century. You must understand that that church been destroyed so many times. Excuse me, please. And in that case, almost nothing is from the 4th century. 4th century? Why did they build a church in the 4th century? Why they didn't build a church immediately after Jesus crucifixion? Let him pray. Let's go in. Mainly because until the 4th century, no one could enter. Oh no, Christianity was a non-legal religion, and only when St. Helen came at the 4th century, the mother of Constantine, she looked for the evidence of Jesus. She followed Jesus' footsteps, and when she found the tomb, they actually built church above it. Here, you can see an evidence for the wall of the 4th century church. And look at the holes here. That was for the decoration, marble decoration. And if you look at that, you can see that door was decorated even 10 times more than the rest. And that's because of the tomb right there. I'm using now the flashlight, and let's enter it together with you. Oops. What you can see here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 niches, and some of them are actually still sealed. Now, what I'm talking about, that's actually a 4th century wall. Then that will actually destroy part of the rock cut cave burial site. And let me just go outside, and I will talk about it outside. Ooh. The noise that you hear is from the renovations. Thanks God that for the first 9 minutes you didn't hear any noise. Then let's sit here. Looks like, I don't know, maybe a statue was here from 4th century, from St. Helen time. And before we will talk about the tomb that you saw there, then what's happening here? Why does it look like $1 million church? Because the church belongs to everyone. There are a lot of, how should I say that, arguments of who owns what. And that room is a chapel. It's not a chair, it's a chapel. It's an altar. And the idea, the question is who owns it? Is it owned by the Ethiopians, the Coptic, the ceramic church, Armenian, until they figure out who owns it. No one will renovate that place. Look how sad it is. Look at the graffiti. And it's all over. But what we saw here, this is a tomb. This is a Jewish tomb. The Jews being buried, the rich one, the poor one, just buried a hole, dig a hole, and bury a person there. But the rich one were buried in a cave. And you saw 5 niches. And then after they purify the body of the dad, and they actually bury him at the same day that he died, just like Jesus. And they purify his body, they put a shroud around him and bury him. And then they close the niche. You saw that some of them are still closed. I hope that you can hear me. Then in that case, what will happen to the 6th body? There's no more space here. Then they will open the oldest niche. They will take the bones out and they will put it in the small ossuary, and then usually next to it there's a storeroom to put it there. That's how they used to bury people at the time of Jesus. That's how Jesus was buried. But remember, from the tomb itself, almost nothing left. Let me go out to show you the tomb. Here it is. You can see the excavation. Let's see if you can see it a little bit. That chapel belongs to the Coptic. And then, because they cannot actually pray there, they moved to a temporary chapel, which is next to it. Then, if that is the tomb of Jesus, then whose tomb it is? The question is, for me, very obvious, because we know that Joseph of Arimathea had a garden next to the crucifixion place. And the crucifixion place is a little bit, let's say, less than 1 minute walking from here. Then in that case, he had his own tomb in his own garden, but he gave Jesus his own tomb, and listen carefully for that no one used before, like a virgin tomb. Now we can understand what's the meaning of it, because the tomb that I believe he built himself, and it might be Joseph of Arimathea and Macmillan's tomb, is next to the tomb of Jesus in the garden of Joseph of Arimathea. Then is it his tomb? I don't know for sure. And there's a lot of question marks about almost everything. I didn't talk about it, but there are 2 tombs of Jesus in Jerusalem. One is here, Church of the Holy Sepulchre, or the Church of very noisy. But still you can see a little bit of the excavation, and that's the women go. If they will go, you will see it. There's a group in Antonio. Let us see the excavation in process. Then, if you gave Jesus his own tomb, I'm sure that he built next to the Master in his own garden, his own tomb. True or not, I don't know. But what I can tell you for sure, that was a Jewish tomb. Then, in that case, it used to be outside the walls, because the Jews are not being buried inside the wall. There it is. Now, let's leave that place. This time we will walk through here. See a little bit more about the excavation. Did you already subscribe to my channel? Are you part of my family? Yes, you are. I'm so happy. If not, please do that. Before we will continue, although it's closed, we can see it from the outside. Remember, we actually have been here. And I want you to see the Catholicon, which is the Greek Orthodox cathedral.
Because I know the Russian
according to what they believe, is that that stone is the center of the word. Not the first table for the candles, the other one.
Yeah.
And here it is, but look how beautiful is the cathedral. With the wall of icons. Let's leave the tomb area, but not before. Remember, we were doing the tour in a way from the end to the beginning. The end is the resurrection. And then we bury him, we bury him backward. But after the resurrection on Sunday, Mary Magdalene saw him here. This is where Mary Magdalene was standing. That is where Jesus was standing. And remember, she said, "Did you see your Lord, my Lord?" She saw a gardener, and she asked him, "Did you take my body of Jesus? Where is Jesus?" And he said, "I am, but don't touch me. I'm not having reached God yet. I'm not pure in the way. Go tell it to the disciples." Then she went to the disciples to tell them that he is. Let's try to go out from the noisy area. And if you're going backward, let's go to see where they purify the body of Jesus. Remember the cave? We saw the cave. The tomb of Jesus has been destroyed a few times. But what you can see here, that already purified his body. Mary, the mother, is above him. Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus are helping Jesus to carry the body of Jesus. And John, the disciple, which is the only disciple who had been with Jesus at that time, is following him, and the women of Jerusalem. The question is, where are the disciples? You know what? That's the 11th one. Judas is not here yet. What about the rest? All right. And this is a tragedy moment. Not that that one is not, but that's where she hugged him for the last time. And if you see the women of Jerusalem, and you can see here John the disciple who kissed his hand, and Nicodemus with the green robe, and Joseph of Arimathea who gave Jesus his own tomb. Then the garden of Joseph was there. Then where is the tomb? Wait. First, let's stop next to the place that they purified his body. That table, the anointing table. Because I want to bless the cross here. The minute I'm blessing it, it's a relic. Although it's already touched the tomb. This is not a regular cross. This is a Jerusalem cross that was blessed in the side, or on the stone that they laid the body of Jesus down after he died, before they purified him. This is such an important place for me. You can see that I'm not the only one who is kissing it. Now, that cross of yours, Susan and Jean, is priceless. Oh, the smell is amazing. And so we're going to climb up to the crucifixion place. And my dear, it's not going to be the end of the story. I want you to see another part of the church. But let's talk about the crucifixion. And the church is empty now. He was crucified outside the city. You can see the walls with another two. You see another two crosses that are not important for us. And it's on the place of the Golgotha. Golgotha, it's in Aramaic and Hebrew. Golgolet, a skull, Calvary. And you can see that one of the options for the name is that if it was a crucifixion place, then it's very important to if it was a crucifixion place, then I'm sure that they found a lot of bones on skulls around it, and maybe it was a nickname of it. According to the Garden Tomb, the second tomb of Jesus, they found outside Damascus Gate, outside the walls, a place that looked like a skull with two eyes. Then, beside the Bible, no one mentioned that place that in any other archaeological site, any other books. Then there is a question mark. Another thing that it's important to tell you that the Bible never mentioned that he was crucified on top of it. But because there's a small hill, then it looks like that it's supposed to be above. But why to crucify someone? To crucify someone is the worst option of death by the Romans. The best one is just to kill him, a saw, and that's it. To throw him from a second story is even easier. But to crucify someone is to show, to send a message to someone not to do that. And they used to do that outside the wall and outside the gate, that everyone entered and went out of the city. That's why above Jesus' cross you could see his sin list. Jesus from Nazareth, King of the Jews. The Romans already crowned the family of King Herod as kings. Then in that case, if someone said, I am the King of the Jews, or didn't say I'm not, he deserved to die. And he was crucified by the Romans. The Jews wanted to do that, but the only one who actually agreed with it was Pontius Pilate. It's so nice for us to think that Pontius Pilate was a nice guy. According to the Romans themselves, he was one of the worst, and he killed so many people. He didn't mind about anyone. At the end, the Samaritans succeeded to kick him out from the land of Israel. Then in that case, what we can see here, Mary and her son, just put the cross. No, I will hold it. There's no place to put. Mary is now kissing the son, or watching Jesus for the first time after he died. Above him, above her, above them is Joseph of Arimathea, the beloved one, St. John, which was a child. That's why he's got no beard. Is next to him, holding the hand, and remember, he will hold his hand until the tomb itself. Nactiminos, with a grin. Rob is helping Joseph of Arimathea and Mary Magdalene and the women. Another thing that is important for us to understand before we're going to climb up to the Calvary is that Joseph of Arimathea was a very important figure. He was a very important man, and he had a connection. He had a connection with Pontius Pilate, because he went to Pontius Pilate to ask for him, and he got the body of Jesus. Again, sorry about the noise. Then let's climb up.
This way, around here.
It is so empty. Just a moment.
It's Abraham and Isaac. Yeah, okay. Sacrifice your child.
Now, because there's no line here, I will stand here at the crucifixion side and I will bless your cross again. You can see the Golgotha here, covered with the glass. John, Jesus with his cross, sinless, and Mary to the left. We are going to be next. What we are doing here, we are touching the exact spot of the crucifixion. I put my hand in that hole. I'm touching now the bedrock and the cross. Then let's talk about what we saw. There are two chapels here. One belongs to the Greek Orthodox, and this is the one. The other one belongs to the Catholic. No, because you didn't give me any information about who you are, if you're Catholic, Greek Orthodox, Armenian, Pentecostal. I'm actually doing whatever I can with it. Then when you are buying one of the crosses, please give me as much information as you can. I can do so many things. I can turn that tour to more like a private tour. Then for me, everyone who believes in Jesus is a Christian. I don't see any differences between the denomination themselves. Everyone are beautiful, and everyone deserves to believe in Jesus in their own way. This is one of the emptiest day of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre of the Calvary. What you can see here is nailing to the cross Mary and Mary Magdalene here, Mary, the mother. To the left you can see Mary with a spear in her heart, and soon I will reach there and you will see better. And when she was at the temple, at the presentation in the temple, she was so happy. It's a firstborn son. And this is still a Jewish tradition. When you do a firstborn son, you have to do something. You have to donate. Now it's money and food and wine. But at Jesus' time, it was sacrifice, and the Holy Family donated 2 doves for that. Then, in that case, Saint Simon, a priest from the Jewish temple, told her, Mary, your son will die in front of your eyes. It will be like a spear will enter to your heart. Those two, and of course the crucifixion itself is part of the Via Dolorosa, the tomb as well. And there's another station here. Very difficult to see it. It's in a closed chapel. That's when they strip him from his clothes. This is the 10th station of the cross. And let's bless us in those 2 stations. And now you can see the spear in the heart. And I'm going to bless it right here as well. Top of the Golgotha. We are leaving now the Catholic part and the Greek Orthodox part of the crucifixion. And you can see a beautiful mosaic wall. Here I am, Zahi, it's Isaac, son of Abraham. And here he actually almost sacrificed him. Watch the connection between Jesus and Abraham. Yeah. Remember the book of John? And Jesus came to continue to end that story, to take all our sins from us. And everything here is modern, because the church was burned down in 1808, except of that mosaic wall of the Ascension, that it's from the Crusader time. And we are leaving the Golgotha. We entered through the Catholic part. We are leaving it from the Greek Orthodox, or Orthodox. It's very steep here.
Goes down to make the closure. After he was taken off the cross, he needs to be buried, but before he was crucified, what did he do?
We saw the Calvary. We were above it, but this is the lower part of it. And according to what we know, at 3 o'clock, everything started to shake. The earth started to shake, and you can see the creek part of it. And according to the Greek Orthodox, this is the tomb of not less than the first man ever. We know that so many people resurrected at 3 o'clock after Jesus was crucified and died on the cross. But according to the Greek Orthodox, one of them was Adam, from Adam and Eve. And this is the chapel of the first man ever. There are a few more places for us to visit. For the Catholic verse, the Crusader kings were buried here. Nothing remained from that. And beneath that wall, why nothing remained from that? When the Crusader came to here, they killed most of the Greek Orthodox. Then the Greek Orthodox built another plaza of the crucifixion side. They destroyed the tombs. Story is about love, not about hate. And let's love each other instead of fight each other. And this is another part of the Golgotha. And look at the floor. And we know that soon they will start to renovate it. Then it's kind of an history video. In about 100 years from now, if YouTube will still exist, people will be able to see it. Now let's go to the lowest place of that church. Oh, there's a lot of light there. It might be a ceremony there. Oh, they are just cleaning it. And we are entering now to the Armenian chapel. The story of the Armenian, as you remember, for me it's very important. Then 1915, 1.5 million of them were butchered by the Ottomans. And I just uploaded a video of the genocide, Armenian genocide, according to the new museum of the Armenians in the Armenian Quarter. Then it's another place for you to visit. But we didn't reach that place because of it. And still, because there's so many things, it's lit it, then why not to talk about it? You can see some cities that have been destroyed by the Ottomans. And Araratmant, I was at Armenia, the side of the Armenian, but Araratmant, which was part of Armenia, now is part of Turkey. Look how beautiful is the dome. The Armenians were the first nation that, as a nation, converted into Christianity. St. Helen will do that, and Constantine will do it 30 years later to the Roman Empire. Then we live, hello. We are living now the Armenian chapel and entering to the Catholic chapel. I know that it sounds strange. How do I know where is the border? Let me show you. This is an Armenian painting of Heraclius. One of the sisters brought back the cross of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, the true cross. And the 6th century, you can see 7th century, 629. And then this is Armenian. And that one is already Catholic. And this is the border. Then we are leaving the Armenian and entering to the lowest part of the church. There's so many reasons why I'm actually, that chapel is important for me. But first of all, this is St. Helena Chapel. That's where she found the true cross. It was exactly here. She found it together with another two. Remember, Jesus wasn't the only one who was crucified now. And yes, you can ask me, how can it be? There were so many others. True, but we're talking about traditions. And a lot of our stories are traditions. Do whatever you want with it. Then, in that case, although the other two guys is shouting, she found 3 crosses. One of it touched a sick or dead person, and he resurrected or cured it, according to a different stories. Then it was right here. But that is not the only reason I'm entering here. There's another reason. If it's the lowest part of the church, then it might be the oldest part of the church too. And the Golgotha was a place that owned by the Romans, King Herod, which was a Roman king. And it was outside the city, and here you can see a quarry. From those stones, he built the city. A quarry is never inside the city, never. I mean, there's no reason. Think about the real estate. After he died, and before the Romans took it back to them, the Jews started to bury their dead here. If it was quarry, it means that it's easier to do that. And you can see that, that's, I don't know, it's from the 4th century, and even, or maybe later than that. You can see here that using every part as a quarry. You see the plaster on the wall, as a water system, sorry. They collected every drop of rain from here. Look how beautiful is the Armenian chapel. And look above you, you can see some bucket holes. Now, something actually was here. It was kind of closer to something like that, and when they took it out, they figured out that behind it there's a fresco of the crucifixion. Jesus' body, John the disciple, and Mary. Amazing, isn't it? Well, let's leave the oldest part of the church. There's another 2 options for that. One is at the Ethiopian part, and you can still visit a water system. It's active. They're not drinking it, but it's still active. And let's climb up. What's left for us to see is, or to visit, is the facade of the church. Then don't go away, please, stay with me. Only 40 minutes. You can see ancient marks or graffitis of crosses. They started to debate if it's from 11th, 12th century, even less than that, then it's old. The noise is back. Is it beautiful? It is. If you want to support my channel and you reach till now, it means that you are good disciples. There are a few options. The newest one is at the same place that you are pushing the like button. Oh, you can see the storeroom of the pavement. And then there you will see a sign that looks like a heart. It is. And in it there's a dollar sign. Push it and you will be able to help me. It really helps me a lot. Then I can actually go travel around the Holy Land to create some videos for you, especially to the one who cannot reach it. The facade is from 11th, 12th century. And last story to show you that there are some still difficulties between the denomination themselves. First of all, you see the pillar. Remember, they're very unique to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. But not only. Look at the ladder. The ladder belongs to the Armenians. Their chapel is indoors. But they took... they wanted to clean the windows from the outside. They took the ladder outside and started to clean it. Then the Greek Orthodox came for them and said, who told you that it's yours? You own the inner part. The facade belongs to everyone. Until they figure out who owns it, it will be there. And I do have pictures from 1850. 1850. The ladder is still here. It was a pleasure to be with you. Happy Christmas to all of you. And if you're a Jew, then happy Hanukkah. It's actually now at the same time this year. It was a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much for Susan, and as she asked me, I lit a candle for Jim. Love and kisses to all of you.
Bye-bye po!